Y'all think Kendrick sent a man to dig with his bare hands underneath Drake's house to get inside? That's a diabolical. I really want to see you if I use my fingers, bro, nothing but just pure fingies to get underneath your shrubbery and everything. And some people be having like weird shit underneath their house. How do I know I'm not gonna get hit with a whole like wall of steel? The type of that I am, bro, I'm putting nothing but steel around the perimeter of my house if it's that big. And niggas who think that they going underground on my shit, you just not getting in. You're not doing it. Surprise.
I watched that house be built for however many years. That house has
Google
been
that
featured
house.
in
Architectural Digest,
in
all
every
kinds
fly
of
magazine that there is. He's also himself divulged stories of fans attempting to break in his home while he's had guests, while he's had company. I assume that comes with being one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah, but he's talking about timing. Look, I said before, I'll afford grace to Drake in that maybe some of this feud did, instigate people to come to your house. I don't doubt that. You are one of the biggest superstars in the world, having a public feud with another superstar of the world. Somebody gonna get their shit bust in. I feel like at some point by a random fan potentially. So like, I'll give him grace on that.
True. On the flip side,
he was beefing with everybody though. Like I said, whether it was the cash thing, whether it was everybody, whether it was Kendrick, it don't matter. You are in everybody line of sight at that point. Somebody coming. Don't beef then, of course. I'm just saying I'm affording him grace in that all of this potentially spurred somebody to go to his house.
When I gotten whatever we got,
I don't think that makes his lawsuit stronger. I'm just saying it's a point of contention for him. I can acknowledge it. That's cool, but I don't think that makes his case any stronger.
Got into, and them fans showed up to my house. He incentivized that. He cheered them on. He put them on a public platform. He applauded that behavior. And that.
Oh, he talking about when they came to Joe Budden's house.
That's my other beef with the Karen move.
Got it.
Because if you a Karen, be a Karen, but you code switching because you at the game with.
But if that was like as a result of his feud or back and forth with Drake, I guess. I'm trying to look at the severity of the situation, but I mean, anybody showing up to your house is showing up to your house. Same thing.
So if you that, then be that. But don't be that and also Karen out.
See, that's my problem. That's my problem.
That's part of the not like us foundation.
Have y'all ever taken Drake seriously? Like as a question? Or have you always looked at what he said as just posturing, getting on the track, flexing, and it means absolutely nothing? Y'all have never taken him seriously.
And then this is your retaliation.
Like, I feel like Drake has very little to do with what is ultimately going to be the end result of his team protecting him rather than him enforcing some rule for them to follow. You know what I mean? Like, he don't strike me, if he did have the mob quote-unquote connections, he don't strike me as the orchestrator of what would actually end up being done simply because he said it.
Nothing to do with what he talking about with the label. If y'all putting money behind a record that's claiming I'm a I have a problem with y'all doing that.
Dog,
it's not about
it
Kendrick.
does have something to do with that.
That was the selling point for Drake for a little while. Because at first the narrative for Drake was that he was soft, and then the next narrative for Drake, once people started to get used to him, was, oh, he lives his raps. That's all I heard about Drake in 2015, was he lives his raps and he's true to what he talks about. That's all I ever heard about him in those years or in that hot period that he had. Now they're saying he's back to now he's ultimately got to the point where it's just like the rap cap. You know what I'm saying? Which to some people might just be cap all along, which is fair if that's what you think, but I don't really think any of it matters. Because whether he was genuine back then or genuine now, the result of what he's been saying is just, it's all here. Like the whole career is basically culminated into this right here. All the, I'm willing to do this, I'm willing to crash out, I'm a demon, I'm the boy, I'm the man, I'm the god, I'm the six this, six that. It all ultimately culminated into a point where you would sue somebody for besting you in a rap battle. And I know when you really try to break it down and you get into the lawsuit and into the case and into the paperwork, he's saying it's this grand plot and it has to be something bigger than the entire music industry. Somebody got to be orchestrating my takedown because it wasn't just me getting beaten a beef like in a rap battle. It got to be something bigger because he thinks himself to be bigger than just the rap feud. But that's what this ultimately ended up being. And when you go back and you listen to everything and you get to this point, it's like, Damn, what a gut punch. What a massive gut punch to everything that I've regarded as like a potential hard line coming from Drake ever. My whole life, all the times or records or minutes I've spent listening to his records. Damn. Never thought we'd get here. Where niggas is trying to cope with why you sued over a Not Like Us record. Going into the shocking details, and Kendrick Lamar, he had a pinata in his video, and that was representative of me. He was saying that was gonna be me. I could never look at nigga the same. I could never look at bro the same. He heard, hey, run for your life, and they're unironically trying to put in a lawsuit that was like some type of threat. When I'm reading that and I'm hearing him go at it, and I have to hear his lawyers explain it, even though I think that there's maybe credit to give to this narrative that, you know, I'm gonna sue the bigger company because if I do win, I would get more money from them than I would from Kendrick. It's the same result. Look at how you putting yourself out there. You could never get out of this. Perception-wise, people are only gonna have this view of you. So I'm curious to know if the damage that Drake thinks that he received from the whole Not Like Us record and the supposed plot against him in his career, I wonder if this is worse for his career. I wonder if he did more damage to himself by suing as opposed to letting it blow over. If he ultimately completed whatever goal that he thought UMG had in mind for devaluing him so that he could be offered a lower deal next time around, even though, like I said, in my mind, it never made sense for UMG to devalue one of the artists that are on their label, knowing that it would be more profitable to keep a happy relationship with that guy because he's gonna ultimately make you more money than Not Like Us from Kendrick Lamar, because Kendrick is having a hot moment right now. Not to say Kendrick won't have hot moments in the future, but this is his moment right now. So Drake, 4 or 5 albums in the future is gonna make you way more. You wouldn't devalue that relationship as a businessman. That doesn't make any sense. But now you've done all the work that you think that they've been trying to do by suing. So where does he go next? Is my question. Where does bro go next? If this deal or whatever, the lawsuit doesn't go in his favor, does he go to another company afterwards and say, hey, I want $500 million, give it to me? Who's gonna fund that? Who's doing that? If I'm another label, I'm staying as far away from Drake as humanly possible. I'm giving Cuz no money. This look like a ticking time bomb to me. God forbid you get into another rap feud with somebody else. You gonna blame us? You know what Kendrick did about the wife beater allegations? You know what he did that niggas that are smart do? They just don't respond to it. You overlook it and you go on the attack. You don't sit on a song playing defense the entire time saying, I could never be this, I can never be that, and then sue afterwards when niggas don't believe you. You go on the attack. I don't remember one moment where Kendrick was on defense on any of the songs he dropped talking about, I'm not a wife beater. I don't, my kids are mine. I got the baby pictures right here. I can post all of it. Rap. None of this would have happened I think this goes way different for Drake if he made another song in response. And then Not Like Us might potentially get smothered in all the feuds. That's what you should have done. I'll be honest with you. That would have been the smartest play. He dropped Not Like Us, boom, let me drop 2 additional records. Let me make sure that this shit don't get no traction. Let me play this smart. Let me not let him have this. Not Like Us exploded. And then you dropped the weakest shit, which was the Heart Part 6 in one record. Bro, you should have dropped 3-4 songs on this nigga. A whole EP. He should have dropped an album. The album wouldn't have even needed to be good. It wouldn't have even needed to be good. Just a whole album of some shots, that's it. You would have been good. He would have been good, but he let this nigga breathe and take breath after breath after breath and fill his lungs up with oxygen. And then what did we get? The boost that was Not Like Us. No label had to do anything, Drake. You gave up. That's all I'm saying. I'm frustrated. Because this didn't need to happen. This goes way different if you played this different. I think genuinely, I think that was his only angle against Kendrick. So it's like, what else could I say? Like at the end of the day, I am telling him to do what isn't necessarily possible to what some would call a mediocre rapper. And I do think Drake is better than mediocre, but when it comes to the battles where people don't have glaring flaws, it seems that to dig into somebody that doesn't have those open glaring flaws like that, he's a bit mediocre in his approach. Hey, sure. Now, to be fair, before I speak ignorantly, I don't know why they were mad at Drake, but I also like kind of skipped over their part when I was reading the lawsuit. I kind of skipped over their inclusion. You know what I mean? So like, I didn't know if they were put out there as if they were like paid actors or something like that, or if they were just referenced in saying that, hey, these videos, their reach has been insane. Look at how many views they have. You know what I'm saying? Like, did he say it? Did he put them out there in the suit as if they were paid actors, or just a reference point? Because if it was just a reference point, I was like, why niggas mad? The Cartier family, whose channel has 1.4 million, posted a video depicting the image and using the recording. As of the date of this filing, the video has 2 million views. Cool. It referenced No Life Shaq, Zeus, RDC Gaming, Kai Cenat during the beef. But he didn't add Fantano, who shitted on Drake during the beef. It's kind of weird. It's odd. I'm not saying Fantano isn't like influential, but I think that his reach is pretty like almost tailor-made to people that already know him. To me, I feel like it'd be hard to be introduced to Fantano for the first time through this Drake beef. Like everybody else on this list, I feel like outside the context, like whether you like music or not, you might have been a fan of Kai Cenat or an RDC or the Cartier family, whoever they are at the top, or No Life Shaq or Zeus. And you might not even listen to that much music, but you fuck with them enough to be like, you know what? I'm going to tune into what they saying, even though I don't even know what's going on right now. Oh, shit, Drake's a pedo? Holy shit. But, like I said, I still think that that's the responsibility of Drake handling it poorly than UMG pushing the song out. It's one of the biggest moments. Bro, I saw YouTube channels that never talk about hip-hop or music cover it for the first time and get like 500,000 views just for mentioning it in their video. News channels that never talk anything about rappers or rap music talking about the feud just because it's one of the biggest moments ever. So like the idea that UMG would need to boost it beyond what it already was, like beyond what public interest already was, is ridiculous to me. Who would need a boost, an artificial boost in a moment like this? So I'm giving Drake grace. I give everybody that's upset that they were mentioning it grace too by saying that even though Drake didn't say, like, look at these paid actors, I mean, that's the insinuation by having them included, is to basically say that they were given some level of incentive. But I still think that regardless, any person with common sense and reasoning will be looking at this as there is no incentive needed. It's one of the biggest moments in culture right now. Like, this is the moment. This is what's happening, bro. Like, you don't need an incentive. Nobody needs to pay you. Nobody needs to give you money to be like, oh yeah, post your thoughts on this. Niggas who have never posted thoughts on anything ever gave thoughts about this. That's all I'm saying. It was gonna happen regardless.
Nigga, what? That makes no sense. We was gonna react to it anyway. Whether we got paid or not, nigga, we still was gonna react. Drake, you must be new here.
Drake songs were not copyrighted too? 100%. I didn't get, you know what's funny? I got a copyright claim for Euphoria. I got a copyright claim for Meet the Grams. And I got a copyright claim for Not Like Us. But you know what I didn't get a copyright claim for? Push-Ups, The Heart Part 6. Push-Ups, The Heart Part 6. And whatever other track, I think it was in between that. But I think that Push-Ups wasn't officially released at first. But even if it becomes official afterwards, you'll still get a claim. So none of my Drake shit was claimed, but all of my Kendrick shit was. That's the funny thing. So this idea that there's like this concentrated effort in order to keep like the, unless he's trying to say like only specific ones didn't get they shit hit, but I'm sure they could also give examples where they have the Drake videos that also weren't claimed. So it's just weird.